I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say that, yo, this year was the worst year of my life. What's going on, guys? It's Quan here, and today I want to share with you an awesome method on how you can prepare for the brand new year. You know, as you all may know, it's currently October right now, and within 2 months, the new year is about to come. You know, 2020. Right now it's 2019. It's about 2020, and I just want to ask you, like, you know, have you ever made New Year's resolution or made any goals, you know, around that time and never really stuck with it? You just kind of just fell off 2-3 months later because, I don't know, it just wasn't there. You just weren't motivated, or those habits just didn't stick because it was just too hard, it was too tough. Well, I'm gonna give you a simple solution to help prevent that from happening, and it's actually a lot more simpler than, you know, most people think. People think you gotta, you know, work so hard to get there, but the truth is, it's not, you know. And I say this, and I'm really compelled to tell you guys this because I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say that, yo, this year was the worst year of my life. You know, how whack is it to hear people say, like, this is the worst year of my life? Oh, this year was worse than last year, but don't let me tell you about 2015. That year was pretty bad as well. You know, I don't like to speak of my years like that because eventually it becomes a habit and becomes a pattern, and I don't want to create a pattern of thinking a year is bad. You know, eventually it becomes, like I said, a habit and a pattern. Next thing you know, you're 50 years old, you've already said half of your life was bad, and I don't want to be that guy, and I'm sure you don't want to be that guy or girl either. So I'm here to tell you on how you can prevent that from happening, okay? Just real simple. And I want to say personally from my experience, because I hung out with like some depressing ass people before, and I know what it's like to be there. So I'm not, you know, I'm encouraging you, and I'm trying to inspire you to actually elevate yourself beyond that paradigm, beyond that mentality, because you're so much more worthy of the good things in life. You know, for me personally, I'm happy that I can say that every year of my life just gets better. There's no bad year for me. There's only lessons, you know, there's only like lesson learning years. But aside from that, you know, it's what makes my life great, you know, all the ups and downs at the same time. And I can happily, genuinely, confidently say that every single year of my life that I progress, that I get older, every year is better than the last year. I'll never say it's a bad year or it's the worst year. Every year literally gets better. Like 2016, when I first started like traveling, like as a young adult, things just started rolling for me. Boom. Last year I was like, man, I traveled so much. I don't know if I can do, like, I wonder if I'm gonna do even more. This year, guess what? I traveled like way more than I did last year, and life is just so beautiful and it's just so amazing. I want to share all these secrets that I've accumulated over time just for you guys. I want to do it for you. So as you watch this video until the end, what you're gonna get is just some simple methods in order to start your new year really strong, be able to hold on to those commitments that you really want and that you know you should keep in order to become the best version of yourself possible. Okay, so it's real simple. The first step, boom, you don't start on January 1st. You start now. You don't start January 1st. You don't wait to do, you know, your life's purpose or to master things that you want to get good at on January 1st. Why the hell are you letting a calendar number hold you back from doing it now? The truth is, you're only holding yourself back. So I don't want you to, you know, throw away the calendar, throw away it all. Start now. Don't start January 1st. It's just as simple as that. Okay? Number 2, I want you to have a vision, because, you know, if you don't have a vision, how the hell are you gonna know, like, you know, when you get there? How will you know, like that? How will you know if you don't know what it looks like? That's all it is. That's where I'm trying to get at, you know? So have a vision. Create a vision for yourself, and I'm not asking you to create like a Picasso painting or anything. I'm just telling you to have a simple vision, a simple guiding vision that can lead you towards where you want to be, right? Number 2, have a plan of action. I want you to have, now this is where most people mess up a lot as well, because some people burn themselves out. They start putting in a plan of actions of like 10 things they've never done before, and then all of a sudden they burn out after 2 weeks, right? So I want you to do is have a minimum viable plan. And what I mean by minimum viable plan, I want you to create the most minimum plan to get the maximum results as much as possible, right? Maybe it starts with 1 thing, maybe it starts with 2 habits, maybe it starts with 3. Whatever you can handle, start with the most minimum plan that you can do it with, you know? And then as you advance, then you can start slowly adding on to your load, right? It's all about the 1% changes, not the 100% changes, because that's how you burn out. And I encourage you guys to do it just like that. Okay, create a minimum viable plan and get started. And the next one is just real simple. Okay, the next one is just have a plan of so the first, sorry, that one's a plan of action, and the next one is just execution. Okay, I want you guys to just execute, because all this doesn't matter if you don't execute. So execution is key. Just keep on going. And guess what? A lot of people at this stage, they would be afraid to execute just simply because of, let's just say, failure, right? But I want you to reframe failure as success, right? Because at the end of the day, how are you gonna know where you can adjust yourself, or where you can recalibrate if you don't know where you messed up? So I want you to reframe failure as success, and every time you fail, I want you to fail forward. Okay? Forget all the people who say do plan B, plan C, all that. You can fall back on plan B. Screw that. I want you to fail forward, because at least when you fail forward, you can see exactly what you're failing towards. If you fall backwards, you can't see what's behind you at all. And I don't want that to affect you. So they once said, only a fool trips on what's behind them. So I want you to fail forward no matter what. Embrace that. When I fail now, I look forward to it. I want to fail. Whenever I fail, bring it on, because I don't look at it as a loss, but instead I look at it as a lesson. And I encourage you guys to do the exact same things as well, okay? So all together, back again. This is how you prepare for the new year, okay? You start now. One is starting now. Don't start at January 1st, start now. This is the greatest time to start. It's when everybody's partying, everyone's, getting lit, shit like that. This is where you get started working on your purpose, on things that you want to master. And for everyone, it's different. Maybe it's about your relationships. Maybe it's about, with your friendships, with your family, with your love, with work, finance, all that. Maybe it's a bit of everything. There's no better time to get started than now. When was the last time that you waited on something, waited to do something, and it ended up being better than if you didn't wait at all? I'm gonna give you a second to think about that. But I also want you to know that probably nothing came up, because there's nothing in this world that you can, that if you wait an extra 5 weeks, it'll be better to do it. There's no such thing. The best time is always now. So get started now, not January 1st. Okay? The second thing is simply have a vision. Create a vision for yourself. Don't burn yourself with too big of a crazy vision, but have it good enough where you know exactly where you want to go. Number 3, have a plan of action. Once you create that plan of action, go for it. Don't create anything too big, and don't burn yourself up. Go for it and create the most minimum viable plan in order to have the most maximum reward and efforts at the same time, okay? And finally, the very last one is just execute. Take action, because none of this shit would matter if you didn't have application towards it. So I want you to execute to the best of your abilities. Embrace failures, embrace and expect failures if they are to come. I want you to take it with all love and all joy, and really accept, these amazing opportunities that we have here in this place and in this world that we live in. So that is how you prepare for 2020 or the next year, in case somebody watches this the year after. That is how you prepare for the new year, and I encourage you guys to do that, because ever since I've done it in my life, everything has significantly changed, and it's profoundly changed my life, because I start my New Year's not on New Year's, but I started it way before New Year's, and becomes forever. And you know what? I'll end this off with an amazing quote by Denzel Washington. He said, "You need commitment to get started, but you need consistency to finish." But here's the quant twist on it. I think Denzel was missing one last little C at the end, and I think you need continuity in order to finish. So let's put those 3 C's of life all together, okay? You need commitment to get started, you need consistency to finish, but most importantly, you need continuity to repeat. So if you want to be like Michael Jordan, you repeating all that, then you better follow these plans. That's all it is. Peace.